This is a highly requested feature from you. And based on your feedback, we worked and put this together, which will allow you to request a retainer payment from your clients and not need an invoice. So let's say you want to set up an engagement with one of your clients. You haven't actually done any work for them yet. And so you send a request to them to establish that relationship, for them to be able to reserve you as their lawyer. Now you can send out this request and allow them to pay you upfront for services, which then as you perform those services can be moved over to your operating account. And all of this is working with your IALTA account, with your trust account. So let's go ahead. We've got a real world example here, which is kind of like what I described. And I'm going to get into a demo here, just a quick demo to show you some of the highlights and show it really working so you can get a feel for what retainer request is like and how it can help your firm. So here I am on accounting, and you can see here we have a new tab, which is the retainer request tab. You go to the retainer request tab, and up here in the top right is a plus button. So I'm going to press that to create a new retainer request. I'm going to select the matter that I want to attach that to. We're going to do an estate planning, and I want this money to go into my trust account. I'm going to just use a small amount because this is using real money today. I'll have a note for my customer. And we'll add an internal note. This will be something that just we inside the firm will see. I'm going to have to use a real note in the interest of time. And we'll create that. And now you can see up here, we've got a new retainer request that we just created. We could edit that. There's an action menu here over on the right, and there are different things we can do. And what we're going to do here is send a request to our client. So I'm going to send that link. And we have a default template here. You can modify this. You can type in whatever is appropriate for your situation in your firm. This matter, the primary client, is already set up. I'm going to select them to send this message to ask for the retainer request. I'm going to send. And now we have sent that out to the customer. Now, what I want to show you is what does that look like to the customer, right? So I am going to bring up email, and we'll see here an example I did just a few moments ago, where we see here's a customer, they got the message, it has some custom text in it, and the customer will see this and they will click pay now. And then you may have seen the logo that was showing up earlier. That's going to be your logo. That's going to be your address. And so with this one, it will let them pay any outstanding invoices they have, but I'm going to select this one for $1.13, and we'll proceed to payment. You can see the logo up here. That's our test account logo, but that would be your logo. I'm going to select one of these payment methods that's already in the system, or they could create a new payment method, which will then be saved for later use. We'll click pay now. And the customer will get the confirmation, yes, your money was received and went to the firm. All right. And finally, the last thing I want to show you is in reports. And so we want to make this easy for you to reconcile with your bank account. And so one example here is this disbursement report. I can bring up that disbursement report. And once we have the the report, we can select a date range that we want to take a look at. So I'm going to look at month to date. I'm going to click apply. I'm going to run the report. And I'm not going to show the transaction we just did. That wouldn't have settled yet, right? It takes 2 days for it to show up, or later in the day, it will actually settle to the credit card company. But I'll show you some transactions that I did earlier in the week. And we can see the total of the fees here. This was an ACH. You see a little bank symbol, so that was $2. Others are going to be 3%. We can tell that this was a corporate card or an American Express card. We can tell down here that this one was an international transaction. Somebody used a credit card from outside the United States to pay for this bill. And we can see all of the fees and the charges, and that makes it easy for us to reconcile with our bank account. You'll also be able to see all this information in the matter directly, but that is our quick demo of retainer payment request.